Hey everybody, welcome back to Northern Lion Plays The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. Check this out. Nick and I did a Balls of Steel race after the grand finals on Saturday night. You can check that VOD over at twitch.tv/BOSTV if you're interested in seeing the match. I learned how to copy my save file, so now I got this file over here that I used for Balls of Steel. I have a 1 streak on it, but I managed to do it without actually breaking the existing streak. Now, we are due for an Eden run. Let's get this going. This is going to be a bit of a weird one for me. Prayer card and Tech Point 5. That's pretty good. 22SS JPQF. That's not Tech Point 5. That's Nearsighted Friend. Substantially worse, but still, Prayer card is a fantastic Eden start. We've seen it a few times before. It really helps out. And the soul does not hurt either. That actually, I think, makes it completely viable for me to come in here and possibly turn it into even more. We only got 1 Spirit Heart out of that? A little weird, but it still paid for itself. Yeah, I've got to remind myself. Rate of fire seems pretty good. I've got to remind myself that we do not need to go super fast. I watched a lot of the Balls of Steel tournament, and it opened my eyes. It illuminated the strategies that those incredible players use to go very quickly. They're great strategies for going fast, sometimes a little dangerous if you're just trying to keep a streak going, but I am open to the idea of doing more speedrunny type stuff in the future. Obviously, I'm nowhere near the skill level yet to put up amazing times, but I had a great amount of fun, at least. I feel like if Nick gets super into it, there's a chance I could at least, you know, tangentially be like, alright, I'll give this a try then. Because it is a lot of practice and dedication, and it's different than the way I usually play the game. No, there is 1 tinted rock, but we can't get it yet. It is different than the way I usually play the game, but it was a lot of fun. It was almost like, well, it was a mod, basically, but it was almost like a totally weird expansion pack or something like that. You know, there were a lot of items missing from the pool. I'm hoping that I've removed those mods. If any, like, I've removed the Balls of Steel mod, obviously, because we don't have the splash screen that says Balls of Steel, but if it's not fully removed properly, it's actually only to my own detriment, because you're missing great items like Brimstone, Mom's Knife, Ipecac, etc., etc. I think that I removed it properly, though, so there should be nothing to worry about. Did I use it? No, I didn't ever have a bomb on this run yet, so it's not like I squandered a ton of potential or anything like that. Let's see what we get from our boss. Range upgrade is pretty shitty. I was hoping that maybe we'd have the opportunity to, well, get some bombs, I guess. I was hoping for maybe, like, the matchbook would be interesting. Now that we have some extra HP again, I feel like it's totally justifiable to come in here. First one was real bad. Let's take our second one. Bombs are key. That's like the worst possible time to get that. On the last floor, that might have been helpful. Early on this floor, it's straight up trash. The Lover's card is unlikely to be useful right now, but that doesn't mean that it's likely to stay useless forever. Oh my god, I forgot that we had the soul. I was like, I'm an idiot, but we're still here. I'm gonna take experimental treatment. Okay, it was... Rate of fire seems faster, damage maybe a little lower. Speed maybe a little faster, which is good. I feel like there's kind of no reason to take the prayer card because we're not going to get to use it 3 times on the floor, so... Actually, you know what? There is a good reason to take the prayer card. We should have taken it earlier, because then maybe I'll have the opportunity to use it 3 times on the next floor because it'll be fully charged. But anyway, the experimental treatment pickup was admittedly dangerous, and I knew this in advance. It wasn't that it just fell by the wayside in my mind and I didn't know what I was doing. Damage actually seems quite poor, but rate of fire is better. It wasn't that I just forgot what was happening. I was like, well, we can get an HP downgrade, which will make it tough to swing and deal with the devil. Or we can get an HP upgrade, which will make it a lot easier to swing and deal with the devil. And possibly even pick up 2. So I figured, you know, we'll take the weird chance for it. And obviously it didn't fully work out the way that I... Maybe not even intended, but the way that I wanted. You know, I don't have much control over that, so... I'm just kind of here for a good time, not a long time. I think we got very lucky to find our secret room there. Another key and a, oh, that's pretty good. Although I doubt we'll be able to get another charge on prayer card, thereby making me a complete hypocrite. Not hypocrite, just wrong. I really should have used prayer card earlier. We might have had a better chance to get +1 HP, but at the very least, this is going to give me the opportunity to get, a deal with the devil for 1 red heart here, as opposed to what we would have otherwise paid, which would not have been as good. We're also only 4 cents, at least as of right now, Yeah, 4 cents away from getting another HP upgrade, which hopefully will work out for us. Always a little bit scared of the Fistula fight. Especially with low HP, the piercing shots occasionally are going to help us out a little bit here. Very happy that we have some Spirit Hearts to back us up. Quite a lot of HP, and although I don't expect to end up using it, I've got to admit that the Lover's card even gives me a little bit of renewed confidence, I guess, because there's always the chance that it goes terribly, terribly wrong on this Fistula fight, because the Fistula parts deal 1 full damage, which is just absurd if you ask me, but that's alright. I feel like Fistula was an easy boss in vanilla, and Ed's like, you think my boss is easy? Check this out, motherfucker, and then, you know, now you only run into Fistula like once every 20 times. Oh my god, are you kidding me? I thought for sure it was gonna die there. But every time you run into it, it's a goddamn nightmare. Not every time. Oftentimes. It doesn't help that we got what I consider to be a damage downgrade, so it's taking, you know, 130 years to get this shit set up. Maybe Krampus for another HP upgrade? No, ceremonial robes. I've started to take to calling them what they call them in, what was I talking about? What they call them in Balls of Steel. Sin robes. A couple of pieces I want to take away from Balls of Steel. Sin robes is a great name for ceremonial robes. You get Sin, and they are robes. I totally understand it. It's not like Sinbad, who... His name might be Sin, but he's the greatest comedian of all time, of course. Also, instead of guppy items, cat pieces. Cat pieces is just a much more descriptive term, because it implies that they become something. Whereas guppy items, I guess, you know, you could say that they imply that you become guppy, but psh, it's just... It doesn't add up, buddy. We're going to take our Eternal Heart here. The run's shaping up okay. The ceremonial robes pick up for some extra HP, and actually predominantly the damage is really good here, but the extra HP is meaningful after I lost 1.5 or 2 against Fistula. We're lucky we had enough to go around. I think Nearsighted Friend got a kill there, amazingly enough. What? Oh, there is still 1 dip available down here. Well, I don't think there's any danger of me going too fast. We're not necessarily blowing the doors off in the speed game right now. And that's okay. But I am wary that I get like that highway blindness, you know? The miter is fantastic. What do you think? 1 key for my reflection? I'm going to take it just because it's a little weird. And our shots still have a pretty good range. I'm going to trade a key for that pill too, you know what? Let's give it a try here. Paralysis. So it was a key for information. I'd say we overpaid a little bit, not just because the pill was bad, but because, I mean, we don't have that many keys, and keys are pretty precious, but at the same time, I'm not super discouraged with what we got there. At least we know not to take that pill in the future if we get a chance. I do like Spectral Tears. Ooh, thank you, Soul. I do like Spectral Tears and Piercing Tears, at least on occasion, even if it's not 100% guaranteed, versus... what was I going to say here? Versus, Mom's Eye. It's actually, is it Kane's Eye? We gotta get a key there. That's the best trinket. We don't need to talk about trinkets anymore if we get Judas's, or, yeah, Judas's Curved Horn. You have to excuse me, you know? It's actually been a couple of days outside of the Balls of Steel race since I played Isaac. My, Isaac Fu was a little bit off. I've been doing all sorts of administrative stuff here at Northern Lion HQ. I got a whiteboard. I should be more organized in the future, but, I've had to... You know, it's been a busy week, let's put it that way. Kate and I did like a long-ass charity walk yesterday, which is not me being like, oh, check out how much of a concerned citizen I am. I did a charity walk yesterday. No, of course not. I'm just saying, yesterday was like a total wash, because I'm such an incapable adult that I had to wake up at like 8:30 on a Saturday, and was like, well, in order to do that, I'm pretty much just barely going to be able to fall asleep on Friday night, because my sleep schedule is so off of that. I don't think my sleep schedule is fucked up. I don't have to deal... Oh, right, that's the pill that we said we'd never have to take again. I don't have to deal with it being fucked up. We wake up at like 10 a.m. most days, which is actually like pretty productive as far as a lot of YouTubers go. However, on this day, having to wake up at like 9 a.m. on a Saturday or 8:30... Actually, it was even earlier. It was like 7:30 on a Saturday. It was conducive to me not getting very much sleep, so I didn't get very much sleep. And then we did the walk, which was like 7 miles in the hot sun. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do Kate's substream. I'm going to do Balls of Steel, and then I'm going to go to sleep. And I slept for like 12 hours. So this weekend has been a wash for productivity so far. But we did, you know, contribute to the fight to end polio, I guess. So that's I would say that's probably a net positive, all things considered. Do you wanna... I'm speeding a little bit here. I'm trying to make myself conscious of the fact that I'm speeding a little bit here. I feel like Sharp Plug could be interesting. I was really hoping there would be a battery charge. Sucks that there isn't, but it's not the end of the world. See if we can get some extra money. I don't really want to blow up our donation machine if we don't have a good battery charge, though. I will say that this run's looking very good, especially with Judas's, and by Judas's, I just mean the curved horn. You get it by playing as Judas, right? Like, that's how you unlock it. Is that why my brain is confused right now? So, that's a huge damage helper, and of course we also got, ooh, man, if we can get, like, Magic Mush here, but, we also got, ceremonial robes on the last floor, and we got the matchstick, which is more HP, which is not immediately useful, but we did pick up 1 full HP on this floor already via the prayer card. So I think we're sitting in a really good spot, and we got the miter. The miter is also going to be great for our HP concerns if we have them. I'm really displeased with myself there, and we did that all for a speed downgrade, which makes me look even sillier, but okay. I'm also not super displeased with my reflection, especially if we can get Lump of Coal. You know, you expect Krampus to show up if you have Deal with the Devil precedent, so I'd say we probably have like a almost literal 50% chance to get Lump of Coal, which would be good, especially with my reflection causing it to bounce around like crazy. I mean, my reflection lowers your ability to hit enemies directly in front of you, but raises the amount of time your tears spend in the air. Man, we're going to be like 2 rooms short of being able to use Prayer Card, but on the bright side, that means we will be able to use Prayer Card faster on our next floor. We're only going to be 1 room away. Actually, you know what? We're 1 room away here, and I have not done the mob trap room yet, so let's do that. And in doing so, we've pretty much said, you know, goodbye boss rush. And I think that's okay. I don't think that's a real problem. I wish we'd gotten some more money, though. Like, we've not spent any money on this entire run, and yet on the Caves 1, we have 0... Well, we have 1 cent, which is effectively 0 purchasing power, but I digress. This should be money. Oftentimes it is. No, more bombs, which is actually way better. Even though our pills have sort of sucked so far, we do still have, Oh, I really thought we could get 1. I mean, it's not indicative of our damage being bad. I'm just surprised that we were unable to, kill them in like the 5 seconds we had. Our rate of fire is not that bad. I think it did go up with experimental treatment. Alright, so that'll be 1 more HP here. I almost want to go back into Mushroom City here and pick up some more stuff. Because this is the last... I mean, pills obviously are something that I would be interested in if they're good. Magic Mushroom, without a doubt, is something that I'm interested in. But this is our last opportunity in the near future. That sucks. To get a health downgrade pill that is also a health upgrade pill. And we did not do it, but there's still a little bit of hope left. I Can See Forever is solid. The other ones are pretty bad. We have 1 bomb left. Let's try it down here. While we're here, I just want to take a quick peek. Make sure our second secret room is not all the way over here. If we're already saying goodbye to Boss Rush, what does it matter? Might as well give it our all here. Although I will say... I gotta be out of here in 37 minutes. I'm doing the subscriber stream. If you're on, you know, there's a lot of people probably out there that are maybe not unfamiliar, but have never seen the Twitch stuff that I do. Allow me to take a moment to sell it. You know, we have Twitch subscribers, of course. We're doing a new kind of subscriber stream. Previously, it was multiplayer games. We play like Counter-Strike Global Offensive together for a couple of hours. I decided that at least for a test drive, we're gonna rework that and. I gave subscribers the chance to vote in a poll for what they wanted to see on our 3-hour subscriber stream to make it a little longer to compensate for the lack of multiplayer. There was like Fallout New Vegas, XCOM, Enemy Unknown / Within on classic difficulty, you know, 1 difficulty above what I normally played it on. Did we seriously not find the regular secret room? I thought I went to like, I bordered like every single room up there, but whatever. Okay, we're down to the next floor. Paralysis, one day I'll remember what that is after paying a key for it. Dishonored, Invisible Ink, lots of cool stuff like that. GeoGuessr plus another game. And New Vegas definitely ran away with the poll, which was not fully unexpected. It'll be interesting to see how the subscriber team plays with a bit of a longer game for sure, because, you know, I would like to come back to it all the time if it ends up working out for us, at least until we finish the game. And of course, Fallout was one of those things I wanted to get a little bit of I don't want to say a foothold, because that says the wrong implication, but I wanted to get familiarity with. You know, it's like reading the book of something before a movie comes out. Maybe you've had like 5 years to read the book, but you're like, okay, the movie comes out this year, so this is like my last opportunity to, like, this is my goading. People have been talking about Fallout like crazy, obviously. Dark Bomb's so good. I really don't want to take this yet. People have been talking up Fallout 3 in New Vegas for, you know, well, I guess Fallout New Vegas is only like 4 years old, but for 6 years for Fallout 3. And I kind of was just like, yeah, I'll get around to it. Now Fallout 4 is coming out in a few months, and I'm like, okay, we should probably, like, do that now. So I'm pleased we have the opportunity to do that on the subscriber stream. You should go check it out, if I do say so myself. What do you think? What do you think? Can I get through this? Like, one bomb placed very nicely right here? I don't know, man. I don't know if I can get through that door. Oh, I can. Okay. Well, that's well worth a bomb because it's going to give us the full HP, which probably is going to give us a better chance, a guaranteed chance, I'd say, to get 2 HP ups on this floor instead of 1. So I'm relatively pleased with that. I would not have thought that it were possible, just based on the proximity that we were to the battery, but we were probably only a few pixels away from that being not even close to literally possible, but that's okay. So we'll pop this and we'll come back, and I don't know why I'm singing this like it's an old Canadian folk song. Okay. 3 HP. Very good. We would expect to deal with the devil here. Our damage is great, and again, if nothing else, this is illustrative of how amazing Curved Horn is. Curved Horn, I believe, plus 2 damage, deserves to be looked at as maybe one of the best damage upgrade items in the game, even though it's not technically an item. You know, trinkets, at least for a while, I was guilty. I won't put my thoughts, my ignorance in anybody else's brain, but I was like, oh, you know, trinkets are interesting, but items definitely hold precedent. You know, if you give me the choice between one trinket and one item, well, I'd still take one item. But there are cases where, you know, trinkets are more valuable. For example, Curved Horn is substantially more valuable than, like, I don't know, I would even go so far as to say, like, meat. I think Curved Horn is more valuable than meat, even though meat comes with the HP upgrade. More valuable than the small rock, if assuming my plus 2 damage inkling is correct. It's not really an inkling, but you know what I mean. There is a tinted rock over there in the corner, and speaking of the small rock, that's an item that I would very much like to pick up right now, if it's at all possible. Also, would not mind Lump of Coal here. We're in a position where we have, like, a great present, so we can afford to take kind of like a static floor in the present, you know, not improve too much in order to get a huge upgrade for our future in Lump of Coal. We don't necessarily need to get, you know, Brimstone Mom's Knife, Packed Mark, etc., etc., a couple of cat pieces here. Doesn't really matter as much to me if we're only concerned about the win. That was not very smart play. And I am only concerned about the win, and the absurdity, of course. No deal with the devil. I'm actually happy for the speed and the shot speed upgrade, but I'm a little surprised at the lack of a devil deal. I would have thought that it was basically guaranteed. Finally got a decent amount of money to buy something from the shop on this floor, or perhaps take it down to the next floor. It's almost exclusively because of that 1 dime. I think I will, by the way, in case you were noticing this play for yourself, I think I will do that interesting kind of gamble and walk on the spikes to pick up a bomb. Now that we have 1 bomb, actually, we don't need to do that. But I was like, well, it pays out with a tinted rock, which, at the very least, like, the conservative payout for a tinted rock you expect is 1 spirit heart. Could give us bombs and keys. I wouldn't be super disappointed with that, even after taking a spirit heart of damage. It could give us a golden chest. Again, that could be even better or substantially worse. Let's check this out. Well, 15 cents for something we don't know. I'm definitely not gonna take them up on that. And that's the end of this floor, so I did think about buying the battery, but it doesn't really make sense. The only reason I'd buy the battery right now is so we could get a really early Eternal Heart on the next floor and kind of kickstart our chances of getting to 2 HP or maybe even more. But it's not necessary. So let's blow this up. And we got 1 Spirit Heart, as you would probably expect. So, not an incredible floor. Well, actually, a pretty good floor considering we got Dark Bomb. Offensively, not an incredible floor, but that's okay. We're in the enviable position of having Curse of the Unknown, but not really needing to care about it whatsoever, because we have so much HP in basically both categories that we suffer pretty much no risk as a result of this. Starting to get to the point where I'm like, you know, we should really... We would be very happy to pick up more damage upgrades if we could get them. Ah, jeez. We'd be very happy to pick up more damage upgrades if we can get them, but we don't. We don't get them. We don't got him, at least, yet. It could happen in the future. I don't like that enemy, and I like that he is deceased. Now, we do not have... Oh, it's Necropolis 1, so I don't really need to worry about an Eternal Heart. Sorry. Well, yeah, I don't really... Paralysis? I don't really need to worry about an Eternal Heart getting sucked up by a Blood Bank. It's pretty unlikely. There could be a Blood Bank, but we might as well just use it, use our ability every time it's available here. Thought that was the last enemy. There we go. Not worried at all about boss rush. I got my fill of boss rush yesterday in that race. I don't need to worry about it today. Both... Well, I don't want to spoil it necessarily. In the races that we did, there was a strong correlation between Curse of the Blind and the boss rush. Let's just put it that way. It was a little surprising. A little unfortunate, because I was looking forward to maybe doing boss rush myself as kind of a zany, you know, check this out. You know, like being a Harlem Globetrotter a little bit. Not that I'm... The Harlem Globetrotters are not the best basketball players in the world. However, they're really good at tricks. And that's what I was hoping to be, like a show dog or something. You know, I was actually, like, really excited that we got the AAA battery there. Then I remembered we have Curved Horn, and Curved Horn is so good that we definitely cannot give it up for the AAA battery. As much as I may or may not like to. Goathead. Sucks that we don't have a bomb. Why don't you just give me some HP for this now? But Goathead certainly makes up for the fact that we haven't had deals with the devil lately. I appreciate it, and I hope that they will prove fruitful for me, because we are still, you know, we're on one deal with the devil territory. I kind of thought that we should have had a 100% chance on our last floor, unless I took red heart damage and didn't realize it. Am I having like a total brain fart or something? There's a tinted rock there. Yeah, I sort of don't understand what happened. But that's okay. Curved Horn made up for the problems that we faced there. We'll blow up the tinted rock with that. I would love to reroll Gnawed Leaf, because I don't consider it particularly good, especially on a run like this, or at least particularly exciting. But we'll roll with it on this run right now if we have to. And we do. So let's just embrace it. That is helpful. That's a full HP and maybe a battery charge in here for one more. Yes. I don't really want anything else. The bombs might be nice. You know what? I'm going to donate money to you. I know this might screw up our blood bank chances for the next floor. Honestly, I don't really care. The blood bank is so much less important to me at this point than just making sure that we can actually continue to use our... Oh, that's for you. Making sure that we can continue to use our donation machine in the future. I mean, it's my own fault in the first place that I took it so low, but it's extremely unlikely, let's put it that way, that it's going to come back to bite me in the ass that we don't get a blood bank on this run. It looks like our HP is pretty much set, and there you go. We'll take this money down to the next floor regardless. So we're already in a post-boss rush universe here. That's totally fine. I expect that this is where things are going to start to move pretty darn quickly, because we do have... the goat head now. All we really need is like one Emperor card, and we're looking at like a 12-minute rest of the game if the deals with the devil end up working out for us. Little dangerous. Mask of Infamy. So that's what I get for saying that things look like they're moving pretty quickly now, because this is going to be a very, very slow boss fight without piercing shots. However, this makes me very happy that we did take the not Fortune Teller, Speedball. Speedball is what it was. Because now we have the ability to probably hit the mask in the back. If we could stop deflecting him with the soul, that would be very conducive, I think, to my chances of success. Taking a little bit more damage than I'd like to admit in the process here, but I think that's kind of par for the course on a fight like this that is very annoying. It's actually not going that badly. Like, it's a bit of a pain in the butt, but we'll be okay. I mean, we were going to be okay regardless, but we'll be, like, even more okay. There we go. That's what I was going to talk about. With Fortune Teller, I meant Magic 8-Ball. We get a Judgment card and a Krampus fight, and I would actually possibly consider giving up the Prayer card for Krampus's head right now, but I don't think I will, just because Red Hearts are such a nice failsafe in case things go terribly wrong in the late game, and Krampus's head is just faster boss fights, basically, so I don't really care about it. Let's head down to the next floor. Well, let's do, like, one more room up here. What's going on? Just you, huh? Still, like, very disappointed that we have not really picked up any more DPS. Life goes on. 6 cents, okay. And if it's a demon judgment, that's really what I'm hoping for, is we can have this demon judgment for the next floor. I mean, you can see our HP. Let's pop judgment down. It's a regular old judgment. We don't need to blow him up, so we might as well use our money to play him if we don't like what we have on our shop, which at this point I might also just want to donate our money. So maybe we want to play the judgment first for like the hope of getting a mapping item. Just so I'm not tempted to give our money away, because as you've heard from my character analysis of myself, I'm quite a charitable individual. I am not afraid to walk 2 hours in the hot summer sun to raise awareness for a disease for which there has been a vaccination since the 1930s. Not that I'm trying to say that polio is not a good cause. I wouldn't have been there if I didn't think it was a good cause. I'm just saying. It is, it's wild, man. The vaccine's been around for like 70 years. They were telling us, though, that there were like 15 cases of polio. Not in North America, but in the world. In 2014, and none so far in 2015. So it's almost... It's pretty wild, man, to, like, actually eradicate a virus, or at least have the chance to eradicate a virus. It's like you're wiping that genetic code off the face of the universe. As far as I know, it's not like the virus can lay dormant and then, like, you know, oh, so we've unearthed... So I guess maybe you could, like, reanimate a virus that you found in the, in, like, an Arctic core or something like that. But anyway, that's, like, some science fiction Mission Impossible 2 stuff. Human race, pretty damn scary and smart sometimes. Also, of course, I want to provide a counterpoint, because so many people are like, oh, the human race. Wouldn't it be better if the world was run by bears? And you're like, well, I don't know. Better for the bears, maybe, but... Better, like, okay, maybe, like, not as much global warming. Hesitate to say no, but anyway. I'm not trying to get political with this, I'm just trying to get scientific. Let's use this thing, go play our blood bank, and actually we'll take this with us to get a lot of keys as well. I actually think the human race is pretty dope. That's why I've chosen to stay a member of it for as long as I have. And that's like a lot of, you know, the brightest human minds being dedicated to like, okay, we're gonna, how are we gonna eliminate this disease? Well, we have to vaccinate like 85% of the world's population to it. If you ever try to get 85% of the people in a group to agree on anything, like where to go to, this is not Flat Penny, this is Flat Worm, and I am very proud of myself. If you had like 10 people, you could not find a place that, on average, 8.5 would agree upon to get dinner at. So, I think it's pretty amazing that that we as a species have managed to possibly come pretty close to eliminating polio. Mind you, maybe it should have happened earlier, but that's a, you know, let's just be content with the situation as is for now. Let's not get too down about it yet. That's pretty sweet, man. I mean, it's like we're making a species extinct. I guess we would call it a strain, but we're making a, or I guess maybe just a virus, but we're making a living creature extinct, but for like a good reason this time. And don't even get in my, oh, that's what we wanted there, but don't even get in my comments, oh, won't somebody think of the virus? Oh, when does mankind get to play God and eliminate polio off the face? Don't even give me that hand-wringing nonsense here. Yo, polio ever buy you a birthday present? I don't think so. Did polio raise you? Exactly. I really doubt it did, unless you are also polio. In which case, it's a very awkward conversation for all of us involved, isn't it? So, I'll admit, HP is, like, looking real shitty right now. Not too pleased with that. Kind of hoping that we would get, like, some red hearts or something along the way that I could use to bolster that up a little bit, or at the very least get to the shop. I don't think we've been to the item room yet, either. So we probably got a lot left to go. I'm gonna save our final play, probably final play anyway, for prayer card until we know that we're not gonna play any more special stuff. I know that people are gonna be like, why aren't you picking up the flat penny with that? It's true, that would be the right play, 100%. I'm not too worried about it because I don't have Krampus's, or not Krampus, but I don't have Guppy's tail, so I don't expect to come across too many golden chests, but I'll admit it's not necessarily the right play. Ah, this is good. Okay, greed here means, of course, no greed in the shop. Means items in the shop. Means possibly red hearts. You know, the ability to donate to our donation machine. But at this point, maybe I should be thinking about playing that judgment back there. Maybe, maybe not. We've gotten a lot of money. It's just like so little, so late. But I'm not going to complain too hard. What you got for me? Okay, BFF we will take. Humbling Bundle we will take. The Spirit Heart we will not take. Instead, we'll use this. We'll buy this, use this. And I think that was probably a better course of action. But I could be wrong. I'd really like to pick up some red hearts. But I'm going to do the opposite of that. Ah, that's what I was looking for precisely. You know what? Play it one more time. And then I'm going to use full health, and we're going to go. I don't remember what that pill is. And to quote Tommy Lee Jones in The Fugitive, I don't care. We're going to just focus on keeping ourselves alive here. Admittedly, this is a slightly less exciting play, but you know, you'll see how I endeavor for exciting play on that recent Dr. Fetus run. You'll see how I endeavor for excitement on the, you know, if we find a D6 room or something like that. I think this is a much smarter play. Like, playing the blood bank is perhaps more exciting, but what's exciting about getting an HP upgrade? The only thing that's exciting is, like, willfully giving myself a chance of death without the possibility of even getting rewards that I consider absurd. Oh, we could get a blood bag or an IV bag, neither of which I want in any capacity. But, you know, all opinions are equally valid here. So, because we have the prayer card, I think I can afford to take Dead Cat. I like it a lot. It's our first cat piece. I think it's really good for survivability, even when it looks like it isn't, like that situation. To the cynical amongst you, I'm sure that looks like all of our, yeah, let's try it. I'm sure that looks like all of our hard work to build HP with the prayer card is in vain, but I disagree. Because it gave me good practice for the future. And people are like, oh, that's bullshit. Practice doesn't mean anything. Okay, well, we all know that's true, but at the same time, just because, you know, it's the sunk cost fallacy, man. People will be like, well, I already put $1,000 into the car. I've got to put $500 into it. And then you end up spending, you know, $100 million on this car. And you're like, man, this car is probably not worth $100 million. That's like 20% of what I would need to qualify for expansion in the NHL at this point. See, you could have put that money to a better purpose. I think the 9 lives, or, you know, Dead Cat is well, this room turned out amazingly, is a really good example of the sunk cost fallacy. You know, people will be like, well, I already have 11 HP. I shouldn't take this item that's awesome because it'll compensate this thing that I already, you know, basically worked for, paid for. Sometimes that will be right, but I think a lot of the time it also clouds judgment. But I have to agree that there are situations in which I think Dead Cat is not the right call. We struggled with it mightily on that Dr. Fetus run recently. I was like, you know, should I take it, shouldn't I take it? I ended up taking it, and it probably won us the run, but for a long time, it did not seem like that was the right situation. Admittedly, I got too close there thinking that there was absolutely no way I could get hit with the soul and their relatively low shot speed. And also infamy, but I was incorrect. And that's on me. Plus, the other thing that was kind of driving my idea there was that, you know, I don't think we have a great chance of becoming Guppy. I pretty much took 9 lives just for 9 lives-ishness. But I do have the prayer card still. And we were running the risk of the prayer card becoming pretty much useless for us, so I think it was actually in our best interest to keep it going. It's not like we had anything else that could have taken its spot. Well, we could have taken Guppy's, or sorry, not Guppy, but Krampus's head on the last floor, and maybe that would have been advisable, but I don't think it's an enormous deal either way. We should still have a win. I'll admit it's a little bit less of a dramatic win than I would have expected given our goat head and the fact that we started out strong pretty early, but it's looking pretty good. I'm going to spend our money here, if possible. Can't really play the Demon Judgment. I'd rather just get the hell out of this floor as soon as possible, but hopefully you can give me either mapping or HP. Fool card is not at all what I was looking for. Keys are okay. Oh, that would have been perfect timing. I appreciate the Spirit Heart, though. Tell you what, I'll come back to you later. We'll try to deal with Triachnid first, who should not be too bad, especially if he just keeps spitting out spiders directly in front of me, which is going to make my job very, very simple. Pills and Demon Baby. I will take the Demonic Baby because I have BFF. We'll take the pills because we have no choice, really. Explosive Diarrhea, 2 speed downs, and a Bombs or Key Pill. That is embarrassing. Okay. Well, 1 bomb for 4 bombs, but we did lose the Demon Judgment in the process. I really, really do not want to, like, take 12 extra rooms on this floor. You know what I mean? I mean, you probably know what I mean because I just literally said it in plain terms, but I don't want to do that much exploration on this floor because I don't think it's a good idea. Pills have been trash. Just straight up garbage. We're hoping for more money that we can play our judgment with. If we have to explore a little bit more, at least we get some bonus out of it. I'll admit, blank card is actually a really interesting pickup here. So maybe it actually is heavily incentivized for us to explore a little bit more in order to possibly find the card that would make blank card amazing. Obviously, I Can See Forever is already tapped out because we found it in the second secret room and already went to the regular secret room. That's okay. We might as well keep exploring here. It looks like we might be able to snag one more HP out of this. I should have been able to get out of the way of that. We'll go back for that key. Should probably be thinking about sending a tweet out that's like, hey, I might be a little bit late for the subscriber stream. This run has gone on a little longer than expected, which is entirely, like, inexcusably my own fault, but I slept in today because I was out curing polio single-handedly through the power of a nice Sunday walk. It was actually a Saturday walk. Anyway. Regardless. That's on me. I might alt-tab maybe when we get down to the next floor to say, hey, I might just be a little bit late. Don't freak out. Most people won't freak out. It'll be fine. We do not have the wafer. I don't know why. It's because whenever I see a half heart, I guess I do know why exactly, but whenever I see a half heart on the womb, I'm like, oh, I must have the wafer because it doesn't make sense for me to be at a half heart interval, which is, you know, is a logic that makes no sense itself. It is a logic that is illogical. One of you is like, yeah, you're both so close. Look, I'll be the first to tell you. I am very eager to go to this curse room. I think I will. I also can't believe that we've gotten no money. Are you, like, absolutely fucking with me right now? It's kind of unbelievable, is it not? Oh, I love you, Dark Bum. I also can't believe that we have Dark Bum and have been getting, like, such shit hauls. Like, we have not really been picking up that many Spirit Hearts. And mind you, I've been losing some as well. Oh, you can't move through that? Is that the first time I've ever taken damage against those guys? It may be. I don't know if we can actually afford to go to the curse room now. Well, we do have 9 lives. And this life only has 2 HP and some Spirit Hearts associated with it. So I should probably just give it a shot. Because you never know. We could get 2 guppy items on it. We could get... We already had Cricket's Head. We could get some other stuff. Yeah. Let's give it a try. We didn't take, like, a collar or hairball. No, we did not. I have a battery. Yeah. If it's spiders, I'll be a little peeved, but Gimpy's okay. Gimpy's okay. Gives us an extra chance to build, like, a winning run out of it. Because if we get hit a lot on the chest, we can just not pick up the Spirit Hearts until we're on our last life and then give it our all. So we have blank card in our secret room, and what was the card that we had in here? I think it was the Fool. So blank card Fool is like garbage tier. But I might be able to make it better. Obviously it's not going to be good right now, but I'm going to bank on us getting a more interesting card in the future. This is not a necessarily one run for our streak here. This is, this could definitely still go south. 9 lives helps a lot. We got a lot of damage. Blank card has a huge upside depending on what we can get to go along with it. But it is certainly, it's far from a foregone conclusion. This has been a more exciting run than I would have expected. Largely, run! Largely that excitement is born out of the fact that, oh, thank you. We've had some relatively shit RNG, even though we have Cricket's Head. You know, I'm not trying to say it's the worst RNG of all time. I'm just saying that we have had some suboptimal RNG. And we've had some great RNG as well. Like, I don't even know where we'd be if we didn't have Curved Horn right now. Unhappy would definitely be one of the words I'd use, though. Little displeased that our judgment didn't pay out for us after, I don't know, maybe like 14 cents, but at the same time, it is also kind of reasonable. That's not quite... Usually, I think 15 cents as a judgment payout, and oftentimes, I think that ends up being overly conservative. They pay out at like 8 cents or 11 cents or something like that. But you know, it's nice to have low expectations for the judgment so that when it pays out, pays out early, you're pleasantly surprised. I think that, you know, there is some value. It sounds a little cynical or perhaps resigned, but, you know, people will sometimes be like, well, my secret to life is having low expectations, because then if something turns out even borderline competent, definitely should have been hit there, by the way. If something turns out even borderline competent, then I'm happy. I actually think that that's a pretty good strategy. Blank card 2 of hearts is usable, at least. For happiness in life, man. Like, I think I've had, like, I've told this story before. Oh, this is so good. I've told this story before, but I've had, like, 4 meals in my life, probably at restaurants that I've been unhappy with. And it's not like I've eaten at restaurants 10 times, you know, like most people I eat at restaurants on a semi-regular occasion. I can't recall the last time I had a meal where I was like, oh, this is terrible, I'd send it back. There have been a couple times I've gone out to a restaurant and been like, you know, you know, I probably wouldn't come back. But I can't recall a situation in like the last 8 years where I've been like, oh, this is like shit. And I think it's because every time I go to a restaurant, I order something and I assume, well, this is, like, in my head, internally, I'm like, this is gonna be the worst food I've ever eaten, so just buckle up. And then when it isn't, I'm like, you know, turns out this business entirely focused around serving people food is not really, really terrible at serving people food. Now, I've had service that's been bad enough that I've been like, whoa, this is, like, really egregiously terrible. But food itself, the matter involved, not that the servers are not composed of matter as well, but the matter involved usually holds it down for me. I had a feeling we might find our secret room here, and that's just enough money to make me a little sad we didn't have this secret room on our last floor, although I will admit, blank card Hierophant makes it pretty hard for me to get too bent out of shape about it, considering that we are now rocking out of control with our HP. This is probably the right way. That's probably our second secret room, but at this point, I'm a little not super concerned about it. Another Spirit Heart from Dark Bum. Yeah, okay, well, I complained about bad RNG, and then I remembered that I had the Miter and Dark Bum. Admittedly, and the Soul. Admittedly, for a long time, we didn't have a lot of red hearts dropping. I am going to try here. Even though I said it was back there earlier. Yeah, it probably is back there earlier, but we didn't get many red hearts to drop for a while. That has somewhat changed now, plus with the Hierophant, it doesn't need to carry me, like Dark Bum doesn't need to carry me 100%. But I will say, I'm very glad that I made the, in my mind, semi-ballsy choice to roll with the blank card over the prayer card. I think what separates this run for me from most people, and that's not to say that I'm doing better, but you know, different people might have made different choices, like taking Krampus's head earlier that could have completely flipped the run on their head. Maybe they're winning the game already right now while I'm sitting here doing nothing. We're going up. Well, we'll use this first. But I think most people, or many people, would not have taken 9 lives with like 10 HP, and I think many people would not have taken blank card with the prayer card, with low HP, and without any conceivable card to help you out. But we got hooked on that pretty easy. 2 of spades, or sorry, 2 of hearts could have kept us alive, temporarily at least, and the Hierophant is just the icing on the cake. It's the card you usually want. Early game, you want maybe Joker. Late game, Hierophant is your ideal. Of course, Yara Rune or, you know, Algiz Rune is also amazing as well, but within the, like, commonly accepted card canon, this one's up there for sure. I should not have taken damage there, but we're 1 room away from possibly getting 2 Spirit Hearts anyway, and I guess, you know, the good thing about Hierophant is that even if I'm not low on HP, I still get the value out of it, because I can just pop it down on the ground and pick up the Spirit Hearts later should we need them. So we're actually not even, you know, it's better even if we're at the HP cap than most other options. You got something for me? Nope. The only reason we would want to not use it is because it would require us to not have it immediately on the next floor, I guess, but compared to something like the prayer card where timing is very important, I don't think that's that meaningful here. Come on, pony. Come on, ride the... Wait, I got the wrong song. I'm eating, want guppy, keep killing the pony. That's genuine. That is genuinely genuine singing that. I promise you this. Definitely with Hierophant, we should go to our curse room. Probably on average, we roughly break even. And here, we did not break even, but in many ways we roughly did, if you don't think about it too hard. We're definitely going to be like 2 minutes late for the subscriber stream, which is bad because I still need to install the game, which is fine because it's on Steam, so it should install in like under a minute. But I got to do character creation. People are going to be mad at me because we're playing New Vegas and I didn't install any mods. And I hesitate to even bring that up now because people are going to be like, what? Why are you playing New Vegas without installing mods? And I'm like, well, I don't want to... You know, I've seen people tweeting about playing New Vegas. They install like 100 mods and then they never actually get to play the game because they spend 50 hours installing the mods and then the shit just crashes on them all the time. Which is fine, you know? I understand that for a lot of people it's not about building the spice rack, or it's not about having a spice rack, it's about having built the spice rack. But for me, I'm the guy who wants to put the spices on the spice rack, not the guy who wants to put it on his resume that he built the spice rack, you know? This analogy only holds specifically with spice racks. But that's okay. This has got to be our direction to get to our boss fight. I would be amazed if it weren't. And there's pretty much... I don't like that. I don't want to say there's no risk of a loss here. Full health is okay, but not for us and not for now. I don't want to say there's no risk of a loss, but there's very low risk of a loss right now. We have the Hierophant card, blank card, so even if we get into like a really, really terrible situation, we can always pop the Hierophant card for 2 extra HP. So like we could use blank card, then use Hierophant card and get 4 HP back in no time. So it seems a little silly to be a little afraid of how this is going right now. At the same time, I feel like this is a run that really had the potential to get out of control with respect to its damage, and it just has not done that. So I'm a little bit disappointed. But I can't really be disappointed with a win, you know? Like, I'm largely pretty pleased with it. And it's going to take us up to 103, which, it's not necessarily a nice round number or anything like that, but 104 means that we've gotten another 4% closer towards, well, not, I guess technically 2% now, but we're 2% closer from 100 to 200. No, wait, from 100 to 200, we're 4% closer. You know that's how the run has lost a little momentum when I'm talking fucking fractions. But anyway. Oh, is this Frog Fractions too? I feel bad for Jim Crawford, man, to some extent. It's great in a way because he's got this, like, grassroots, you know, word-of-mouth marketing campaign. But at the same time, I bet he gets, like, 1,000 tweets a day that are like, is this Frog Fractions too? And he's probably just like, shit, man. I should have just gone to work as, like, an animator at Rocksteady or something like that. I don't know what his background is in. Maybe he's actually, like, super pleased that he's making a game that people are, jazzed at the idea of. That would also be great. That would be an awesome end to that story instead of me just being a cynical bastard. Alright, we got like 35, 40% of Isaac's HP left. Trying to get Demon Baby in there to deal some extra damage. And I'm a little sad about that, but it's the truth, man. You know, Demon Baby is kind of a non-insignificant damage dealer for us. At the very least, if I could give you a conservative ask for what I would like to see, it would be bomb synergies. And I'm not talking about, you know, like, damn, that synergy's bomb. I'm talking about literally give me some, like, sad bombs, good bombs. I'm going to go back and get this Spirit Hearts, and I'm not going to get any other ones. We got the Hierophant coming up soon. Allow me to take, like, I know this looks unprofessional. In a weird way, it's unprofessional. And I'm doing it because it's going to make me be more professional for the people who are about to watch on Twitch. But anyway. Here we go. Substream will be like 5 minutes late. Just finishing a Rebirth run. Sorry. Alright. There we go. So I apologize to you, YouTube crowd, but there's probably some overlap. So some of you were probably like, oh, I got that message 6 days ago. I'm very happy about that. Thank you for giving me the heads up. Chest, no curse. This is exciting. Okay. 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 I like it. Okay, so I do like the PhD. It gave us explosive diarrhea, which is a huge get for us here, obviously. I don't think we have much to do with the game kit, honestly. I do think Monstro's Lung is going to be the real coup for us there. It's a great item, and we have good damage as a result of having it now, basically. We also picked up a little bit of HP, and it really was a little bit, but still. Rate of fire, a little low. You know, we never really picked up much to improve it over the course of the entire run. This room should not be this hard for me, but it is proving it, so my bad. Second payout. I am, you know, you're too good to me. Now remember, on the chest, I can't actually scum my way out of these rooms with bombs, so it's going to take us a little while to get through here. Yeah, I mean, our damage against, like, single foes is pretty good now. But against groups, it's a bit of a problem because we use, like, one full charge to take out one enemy. But look at that shot speed. Like, as it passed through one of the enemies, it just, like, completely went through and hit the other mega fatty behind instead. That's pretty cool. Alright. This guy should be done pretty quick. I mean, look at it. We took off, like, probably a third of Mega Fatty's HP in one hit. I say a third because it's got to be adjusted for the fact that there were originally two of them, I think. It's paralysis again. Hilarious. Okay. Much longer run than I expected, but you know what? I actually take that as a huge positive because after doing those, like, 20-minute runs yesterday in Balls of Steel, I'm just happy I readjusted to the, you know, play smart, play a little bit more conservatively side of things that that has gotten me as far, at least consistently, as I've gotten. Probably should try to kill Gluttony last, because we have, of course, Dark Bum. But I'm going to choose not to do that. Instead, I'm going to try to kill Super Pride last, because I think it would be hilarious. Exactly what I was going to say. I think it would be super hilarious to get a second dead cat, which is exactly how that shit went down. Now we have 18 lives. We lost HP in the process, picked up some Spirit Hearts, I guess. It's not. I didn't take it because of, like, strategic interests. I took it because it's ridiculous. But now we find ourselves in a position where we're dying a lot. I can't imagine the demoralization of dying, you know, 18 times to lose a run instead of dying 9. Thank you, Demon Baby. I appreciate it. Man, our luck stat must not have been that solid here. Oh, there is pins, maybe? Yep. Completely my bad on that damage, but lots of HP to back us up. Lots of HP to back us up. Here in the Guillotine, absolutely, man. An item I actually have a lot of respect for now. You paid out 4 times. 2 friendly spiders, 1 unfriendly spider, 1 Spirit Heart. It could be worse, but certainly could be a hell of a lot better as well, but I'm not going to get in your butt about it. Guillotine will give us a damage increase. Seen a lot of conjecture in the comments recently about Isaac's Heart actually being a good item and me being a scumbag for not picking it up and not knowing how to play Isaac despite having, you know, 103 wins in a row. But, you know, that's something I'll consider. I'll give it some consideration, and that's not just me blowing smoke up your ass. Because the analog for it is the Guillotine. An item that for a long time, or at least a little while, I was like, I'm not going to take the Guillotine because it causes me to take more damage. Which is true. It normally does, as you're probably noticing right now. However, I think the Guillotine has definitely been a net positive. And if I had never taken the time to appreciate it, I would never have gotten to that point. But I'll have to see if Isaac's Heart works out like that. Because I asked people were like, Isaac's Heart is actually shit. I don't know what the people in the comments are talking about. You know, it's definitely an item that's a little divisive, would be the good way to put it. Some people like it. I think on paper it has a lot of cool things going for it, like free blood banks, curse rooms, etc., etc. And of course, the occasional synergies that it can get. However, you know, the game isn't played on paper, and I don't like when people explain away the problem with Isaac's Heart as being like, well, you just have to care more about, like, your positioning. Like, it makes it harder to dodge, and making it harder to dodge is going to cause you to take more damage. Even with, like, semi-perfect play. There's no such thing as perfect play. At least not long-term and consistently. Even with PhD, man, these pill payouts are so bad. So I'm assuming that with Guillotine BFF, we got like a huge damage bonus that I'll probably try to use against Isaac, to be honest with you, because... Or against Blue Baby, to be honest with you, because I would desperately like to not have to take an hour and a half on this run, which is admittedly a little bit of exaggeration, some hyperbole, if you will. However, at the same time, it's a little annoying. You also, at the same time, cannot just explain away the negatives of Isaac's Heart by saying, like, or explain that they're huge by being like, oh, you know, it makes it harder to dodge. Because with practice, I'm sure that it is not impossible to exercise a lot more control over when you do and don't take damage. So, I'm just trying to give it a fair shake, but it's going to take a while. It might not happen overnight, and I'm certainly on a winning run. I'm not going to pick up Isaac's Heart and be like, okay, well, people told me it was good, so I'm going to take it right now on win, you know, 105 and just hope that it works out, because that scares the crap out of me. Please, I know there's a Spirit Heart. Just let me finish the run. I'm trying to take the Spirit Hearts in with me to the boss fight at this point. Normally, you'd want to put them on the ground so that you could use them in the future, but I feel like we're better off using them on the boss fight so I can take damage and then use my orbital to deal more damage. And there's our boss, as we knew it had to happen at some point. Yeah, the guillotine BFF damage is out of control. I love it. Okay. You got a Spirit Heart for me? You don't have a Spirit Heart for me? Let's do this up. There's 4 Spirit Hearts backing me up. No invincibility is real unfortunate. Probably should not be taking that much damage that quickly, but with the soul, it's actually, like, working out completely fine for us. Thank you, Infamy. What a huge help. Alright, this run is over. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And, of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.